The metals clinked against my chest like wind chimes made of bone. I hated the sound. Every fucking ting as I walked through the airport terminal felt like someone tapping a knife against my ribs. Sarah's sunflower yellow dress flashed in the crowd, bright as a flare, burning my retinas. Lily waved her glitter glue sign so hard it nearly smacked a flight attendant. Act normal. Just act normal. Daddy! She crashed into my legs, her arms wrapping around my waist with the kind of force only 8-year-olds can muster. My hands hovered over her braids, trembling. Too small. She's too small. My throat closed as I remembered another child's weight in my arms, limp and cold. "Hey, Bug," I said, peeling her off me. Her sequined backpack scraped my palms. Sarah stood frozen a few feet away, her smile stretching tight across her face. The welcome home sign trembled in her grip. I could smell her jasmine perfume cutting through the airport stench of disinfectant and burnt coffee. When she hugged me, it felt like pressing against a mannequin. "You're here," she whispered into my shoulder. "Am I?" Lily wouldn't stop touching the medals. "This one's so shiny." She poked the Distinguished Service Cross, her fingerprints smudging the polished surface. "Yeah, shiny." I batted her hand away, too hard. Her face crumpled for a split second before she plastered on a grin. The car ride home was a fever dream. Lily's sneakers drummed the back of my seat in a rhythm that matched the mortars in my nightmares. Thud, thud, thud. Sarah kept glancing at me in the rearview mirror like I might dissolve. And Captain Nibbles can spin in his wheel backwards. Want to see?" "Maybe," I said, though I already knew I wouldn't. Sarah's knuckles went white on the steering wheel. "Give Daddy some space, Lily." Space. That's all I was now. Empty space in a uniform. Home smelled wrong. Lemon cleaner and Sarah's rosemary candles, but underneath it all, the sour tang of rot. Lily's drawings plastered the fridge. Stick figures with lopsided grins holding hands under a crayon sun. I stared at the purple scribble that used to be my face. "I made your favorite." Sarah hovered in the kitchen doorway, holding a casserole dish like a shield. Beef bourguignon. I'd watched her burn the first version 2 years ago, smoke pouring out of the oven while Lily laughed. "Not hungry?" I said. Her smile flickered. "Just a bite?" The fork felt alien in my hand. Lily chattered about hamsters and spelling tests, but her voice blurred into static. All I could hear was the faucet dripping, drip, drip, drip. "Dad?" I looked up. She was holding out a carrot on her fork, grinning. "Captain Nibbles eats these? Good for him." Her smile died. Sarah reached for my hand under the table. I jerked away like she'd struck me. The medals sat on the dresser that night, gleaming in the dark. I couldn't stop staring at them. The silver star, the bronze star, the purple heart, the participation trophy for surviving your own disaster, I thought bitterly. Sarah found me at 2 a.m., still in my uniform, sweat gluing the fabric to my back. "Jim," she whispered, hovering in the doorway. Her shadow stretched across the floor, just shy of touching me. I said nothing. "Talk to me." The words curdled in my throat. Collateral damage, blood, the child, the child, the child. But all that came out was silence. She left. I waited for dawn, counting the medals like sins. 9, 1 for every man I'd buried. The grocery store fluorescents buzz like drone engines. I stand frozen in the cereal aisle, grip tightening on the cart handle as a toddler wails 3 rows over. Too close. The sound drills into my skull. High-pitched, desperate, alive. My palms sweat. Cheerios or Frosted Flakes? Lily likes the frog mascot. Or did she outgrow that? I can't remember. Sarah's list crumples in my fist. Eggs, milk, whole grain. The words blur. A cart rams into mine. "Sorry," a mom chirps, her baby cooing in the seat. Coos turn to gurgles, blood foaming in the dust. I leave the cart mid-aisle. The parking lot explodes. A car backfires, pop-pop, and my knees hit asphalt before I realize I've moved. Heart jackhammering, I scan for snipers. Instead, a teenager laughs, slamming his Honda's hood. "Piece of shit," he says, grinning. Sarah finds me leaning against our car, shirt soaked through. "Jim, what happened?" "Nothing." I toss the single grocery bag onto the seat. Bread, peanut butter, a bruised apple. "You're shaking." "Nothing." She stares at the empty trunk. "Where's the rest?" "Where's the rest of me?" Dinner's silent, except for Lily's chatter. She stabs a green bean, swinging her legs under the table. "Miss Parker says I'm the best at fractions. I did all the problems and the bonus ones." I nod, pushing food around my plate. The beef bourguignon congeals into a gray mass. Sarah watches me, her fork scraping her plate in slow, deliberate circles. Scritch, scritch, scritch. "Dad, Miss Parker said maybe I can skip a grade. Isn't that cool?" "Cool," I mutter. Lily's grin falters. She kicks harder, the table rattling. "I drew Captain Nibbles today. He's wearing a superhero cape. Wanna see?" "Later." Sarah slams her water glass down. "Jim?" I don't look up. Upstairs, I find Lily's drawing taped to my closet door. A hamster with a cape, soaring over a city labeled Dad's House, in wobbly letters. The cape is purple. She remembered. I rip it down, fold it twice, and shove it in my dresser beneath the medals. Sarah corners me in the bathroom later, arms crossed. Her reflection glares at me in the mirror as I scrub dried mud from my boots. "You didn't even look at her drawing." "I saw it." "Then act like it." Her voice cracks. "She thinks you hate her." The brush bristles dig into the boot's tread. Mud flakes spiral into the sink. Dried blood. Always blood. "Talk to me, Jim. There's nothing to say." She slams the door so hard the light fixture trembles. I patrol the house at 3 a.m. front door locked. Windows sealed. Lily's nightlight glows under her door. I press my palm to the wood, listening to her breathe. In. Out. Alive. My phone buzzes in my pocket. A Veterans Affairs reminder. Schedule your wellness check? I delete it. The fridge hums. The faucet drips. Somewhere a dog barks. Click, safety off, click, safety on. I do it again. Click, click. The mud sucks at my boots first. Always the mud. Thick, cold, stinking of rot and copper. I'm running. Why am I always running? But the trench walls collapse with every step. Gunfire cracks the sky open. Pop, pop, pop. Not car backfires this time. Real ones. "Calloway." Someone screams my name. "Rodriguez? Martinez?" Their faces blur into the rain. I fumble for my rifle. It's gone. Then I hear it. A child's wail, sharp as shrapnel. The village materializes in the smoke. Rubble. A doll's arm poking out of concrete dust. The crying comes from a crater ahead. My legs won't move fast enough. Faster, faster. The mud turns to slurry, to blood. I reach the crater. A little girl kneels in the muck, her braids matted with dirt. She cradles a stuffed animal. No, a body. Small, too small. "Help," she whimpers. I lunge for her. The ground liquefies. Mud floods my mouth, my lungs. I thrash, but the more I fight, the deeper it pulls me, drowning in the open air. Her scream follows me down. I wake up choking. The couch springs dig into my back. Right, not Afghanistan, the living room. Sarah's vanilla candle flickers on the coffee table, wax pooled like molten skin. My shirt clings to me, drenched. I count the shadows on the ceiling. 4 cracks, 6 stains, 1 spider web, until my pulse stops trying to claw out of my throat. Lily's voice floats downstairs. "Daddy?" I freeze. She pads into the room, rubbing her eyes, to bug the stuffed hamster tucked under her arm. Her nightgown's too small, riding up her shins. I heard yelling. "Bad dream." My voice rasps. "Go back to bed." She hesitates, then climbs onto the couch. Her weight barely registers against my side. Debug pokes my ribs. "I get scared too," she whispers. "Debug says monsters hate glitter." She presses something into my hand, a crumpled sticker, half a rainbow. I stare at it. "Thanks." "You can keep him." She shoves Debug at my chest. The hamster's button eyes gleam in the dark. "I'm good." She slips away, hurt flashing across her face before she ducks into the shadows. The nightmares don't stop. 3 nights later, I'm back in the mud. Same girl, same scream. This time, I see the stuffed animal clearly, a stegosaurus with green yarn spines. Debug. I jolt awake, gasping. Sarah hovers over me, her hair lit by streetlight filtering through the blinds. "You were shouting," she says. "Don't." "Who's Aisha?" The name hangs between us, sharp and serrated. I don't remember saying it. Don't remember her. Sarah touches my shoulder. I flinch. Was that someone you couldn't save? I stand too fast, the blanket pooling at my feet. Debug lies abandoned on the floor. Lily must have left him here. Jim. I'll sleep in the garage. The garage smells of gasoline and regret. I chain smoke by the workbench, Debug's silhouette visible through the window. Sarah moves behind the curtains, a ghost haunting our bedroom. Lily's drawing flutters in my pocket. The superhero hamster. I smooth it against the bench, tracing her crayon strokes. Dad's house. She's added a new detail. A man in the background, his face a smudged thumbprint. The nightmare girl's scream echoes in my skull. Aisha. I never told them about the ambush, never mentioned the collapsed school, the orders, collateral damage. My lighter flicks on. The flame dances near the drawing's edge. Burn it, burn all of it. But I fold the paper instead, creasing until it's small enough to hide in my boot. The pamphlets appear like landmines. On the kitchen counter, tucked in the mail pile. One slides out of Lily's homework folder, its bold letters screaming PTSD. "You're not alone." Sarah watches me from the hallway as I crumple it into the trash. She doesn't flinch. "It's just information," she says. "I don't need it." Her laptop stays open on the couch now, browser tabs glaring. Hypervigilance, nightmares, emotional detachment. I want to hurl it against the wall. Instead, I drink. Whiskey, neat until the words blur. The blood won't come out. It's there, smeared under the fridge, flecked on the tile grout. I scrub harder, the bristles of the brush snapping. Aisha's blood, Rodriguez's. Mine. The floor creaks. Jim. Sarah stands in the doorway, her robe hanging loose. 3:17 a.m. glows on the microwave. The bleach burns my nostrils, but I don't stop. Scrub, scrub, scrub. "What are you doing?" "It's contaminated." She steps closer. I recoil. "There's nothing there," she says softly. Liar. The stains pulse under the moonlight. I dig the brush into the grout until my knuckles split. "Let me help you." "You can't." She kneels, reaching for the brush. Her fingers graze mine. I jerk back like she's struck me. "Don't," I snap. Her hand retreats. "This isn't you, isn't it?" The pamphlets multiply. She leaves them into my toolbox, my boots, the glove compartment. Finding a therapist, coping strategies, healing together. I burn one in the garage sink, watch the edges curl to ash. Debug stares from the windowsill, his yarn spine singed. At dinner, Lily chatters about a school project. Sarah watches me over her wine glass. Dr. Carter's office called. They have an opening Thursday. The fork bends in my grip. "I'm fine." "You're scrubbing skin off your hands at 3 a.m. Lily freezes, green bean suspended midair. Sarah's voice softens. "Jim, please." I stand, chair screeching. "Drop it." Lily's eyes well. Sarah doesn't look away. "Or what? You'll sleep in the garage again? Punish yourself forever?" The walls close in. I grab my jacket. "Where are you going?" "Range." "It's raining." The door slams. The gun range smells like sulfur and sanctuary, empty at midnight. I load the Glock, the motions muscle deep. Breathe, sight, squeeze. The target shudders. Bang. Aisha's face. Bang. The little girl in the rubble. Bang. Sarah's tears. The magazine empties. My hands don't shake. Here I'm steady. Here I'm good. The rain soaks through my shirt on the drive back. Sarah's waiting on the porch, arms crossed. "You reek of gunpowder." she says. I push past her. Better than bleach. She blocks the stairs. You're pushing us away. I'm keeping you safe. From what? From me. Upstairs, Lily's door cracks open. Daddy? Sarah pulls her back. Not now, sweetheart. The lock clicks behind me. Lily's crayon box sits on the kitchen table. Its once vibrant hues now dulled to ghosts. She used to pick cerulean for the sky, sunflower yellow for the sun. Now she digs for grays. Look, Daddy. She slaps a paper in front of me, a robot with stiff limbs and a hollow chest. My face, rendered in jagged silver scribbles. It's you. Sarah freezes, dish towel dangling. Lily, He's cool, Lily insists. Robots don't get sad. I stare at the empty eyes. Yeah, cool. Sarah frames it, hung it above the TV like a funeral portrait. Every time I pass, I catch the metallic sheen in my periphery. I never look directly. The plays tonight, Snow White, Lily's a tree. Trees don't talk, but I grow, she explained, arms arcing like branches. She's been practicing for weeks. You'll come, right? She tugs my sleeve, her fingers sticky with glitter glue. Sure, Bug. But the auditorium doors trigger it. The crowd's murmur becomes radio static. The flickering stage lights like muzzle flashes. I linger in the parking lot, chain-smoking until the final song fades. Sarah finds me there, Lily trailing behind in her cardboard bark costume, face streaked with melted blue eyeshadow. You promised, she wails. The cigarette trembles in my hand. Something came up. Liar? She stomps, glitter raining off her sleeves. You don't love me anymore. Sarah pulls her close, shooting me a look that could melt steel. Later, I find the crayon box upended in her room. Gray snapped in half, black ground into the carpet. The robot drawings crumpled under her bed, my metallic face warped by tear stains. Sarah corners me in the hall. She thinks it's her fault. I'll fix it. How? I have no answer. At 3 a.m., I creep into her room. Debug the hamster lies discarded, his yarn spine torn. Lily's curled into a ball, clutching the last purple crayon like a lifeline. I hover, hand outstretched. Just touch her hair, just say something. She sniffles, half awake. Go away, robot dad. My hand falls. Lily's arms wrap around my neck after dinner, sticky with juice and chalk dust. Love you, robot dad, she whispers, her breath warm against my ear. For a heartbeat, I almost hug back, almost, but her weight shifts, her small body pressing against my chest, and suddenly I'm not in the kitchen anymore. The village reeks of burnt plastic and rot. Smoke stings my eyes as I drag Martinez behind a crumbling wall, his legs gone below the knee, tourniquet slipping. Stay with me, I bark, but his screams drown in the gunfire. Rodriguez lays down cover, her LMG roaring. Where's the exfil? She yells. Static crackles in my earpiece. Bravo, team, fall back. The CO orders, calm as a cashier. Priority is the intel cache. Negative. Civilians in the market, I shout. A child's wail slices through the gunfire. Collateral damage is acceptable. The radio dies. Rodriguez spits blood. Joder, we advance. The market's a charnel house. Stalls burn, bodies slumped over baskets of dates and rice. Aisha, her name comes to me now, crouches in a crater, maybe 6 years old, her sequin dress singed black. She clutches a stuffed stegosaurus missing an eye. Daybug. Tasadera, I scream. Come here. She doesn't move. Mortars scream overhead. Calloway, move. Rodriguez yanks my vest. Aisha's eyes lock on mine. Wide, terrified. Lily's eyes. The blast hits. Concrete rains. My helmet cracks. Dust chokes my lungs. When the ringing fades, I'm crawling. Aisha's leg sticks out from the rubble, her sequins glittering like a mockery of stars. The stegosaurus lies beside her, green yarn spines smoldering. Rodriguez hauls me up. They're gone. Move, I dig. Nails shred. Blood slicks the rocks. She's alive. She's dead. Aisha's hand is still warm when I pull her free. Back at base, the CO claps my shoulder. Intel secured, good work. I vomit on his boots. Now, Lily's grip loosens as I lurch back, her smile dissolving. My throat burns. I make it to the sink before heaving, bile and bourbon splattering stainless steel. Daddy, Sarah pulls her away, but I see it. Lily's trembling lip, the tears pooling. Robot dad, monster dad. The CO's voice loops. Collateral damage, collateral damage. Aisha's face, Lily's face. I vomit again. The TV drones like artillery fire. I slump in the armchair, whiskey sloshing in a glass I haven't sipped from in hours. The screen flashes my service photo, younger, smiling, alive, as a news anchor dissects my corpse. Controversy surrounds Captain James Calloway's final mission in Afghanistan, she says, lips curling like she's tasting something foul. Sources claim reckless decisions led to civilian casualties. Sarah slams the bedroom door. She's been slamming doors a lot lately. The hearing plays next. A congressman with a haircut sharp enough to slit throats leans into his mic. You ignored direct orders to retreat. Why? The camera cuts to my CO, crisp in dress blues. Captain Calloway prioritized personal heroics over protocol. My knuckles whiten around the glass. Liar. Flashback. The radio crackles. Fall back, Bravo team. That's an order. Rodriguez bleeds out in the dirt. Aisha's hand goes cold in mine. Negative, I snarl. We have wounded civilians. Intel is priority. Collateral damage is acceptable. The whiskey glass cracks. Sarah storms in, her phone lit with headlines. Disgraced captain faces trial. Hero or war criminal? They're destroying you, she hisses. Say something. Fight back. I stare at the screen. The congressman quotes my psych eval. Emotionally unstable, prone to violent outbursts. Jim! Sarah yanks the remote, silencing the TV. They're using you as a scapegoat. Doesn't matter. It does. She hurls her phone at me. It skids across the floor, a headline glowing, Father of Two Among the Dead. Aisha's face swims in my vision. Collateral damage. Sarah grabs my shoulders. Fight for us, for Lily. I shove her off. You think I'm a hero? I'm not. She stumbles, eyes wide. I didn't say, you don't know what I did. The admission hangs, toxic. Later, I find the VA letter Sarah's been hiding. RI, disability claim denied. No evidence of service-related injury. Lily's robot drawing mocks me from the TV stand. I smash the whiskey glass against it. Dad? She stands in the doorway, debug clutched to her chest. Her pajamas swim on her frame. Sarah bought them 2 sizes too big. You'll grow into them, she'd said. Go back to bed, I rasp. She doesn't move. Are they going to take you away? The glass shards glitter like metals. The bar stool groans under my weight, sticky with spilled beer and regret. I don't even like whiskey anymore. It tastes like antiseptic and radiostatic, but I order it anyway. Double. The bartender eyes my split knuckles, but says nothing. Veterans get free pours here. A kid in a Marine shirt laughs too loud at the pool table. Fucking ragheads never see it coming. My fist connects before I'm off the stool. His nose crunches. Warmth sprays my wrist. Aisha's blood. Rodriguez's. His. Bouncers drag me into the alley. One knees my ribs. Familiar. Stay down, hero. He sneers. I get up. Sarah's waiting when I stumble home, her arms crossed like a prison warden. Where's your wedding ring? I flex my swollen hand. The knuckles split open again, lost it in the kid's teeth. Again? She gestures to my face, bloody, bruised, hollow. Look at you. I push past her. Don't. She blocks the stairs. Lily found your pills in the garage. Again. Don't. Or what? Her voice cracks. You'll hit me too? The words land like a mortar. She knows I won't, can't, but the accusation hangs, rotting the air. Get out of my way. No. I shoulder past. She doesn't follow. The bathroom mirror's shattered, courtesy of last week's whiskey bottle. I study the fragments, my face splintered into a dozen disconnected pieces. One eye here, a scarred cheek there. None of them fit. Lily's robot drawing leers from the trash can. I tape the mirror shards over its chest. Better. A contractor at the bar brags about his new SUV. Safe as a tank, kid-proof. I break a bottle over his head. The cops let me off with a warning. Medal holders get one pass, the sergeant says, tossing my VA card on the hood. Don't make me regret it. Sarah doesn't answer my calls. Lily finds me on the porch at dawn, curled around debug. Dew soaks my shirt. My breath reeks of vomit and gunpowder. Daddy? Her tiny hand shakes my shoulder. I grunt. She presses a Band-Aid to my split eyebrow. Unicorns and rainbows. Debug says you're sick. The sticker peels off, taking skin with it. Go inside. Mommy's crying. Good. Let her cry. Let them all cry. Please wake up. She whimpers. I close my eyes. Sarah's suitcase sits by the door when I finally stagger in. Lily clutches Debug in the hallway, her eyes red-rimmed and ancient. One more chance? Sarah says, voice steel. Therapy, or we're gone. The robot drawing grins from the wall. Safe, unfeeling. I grab the whiskey bottle. Jim. The porch swing creaks as I drink. Behind me, tires screech. Sarah blocks the TV, her reflection warped in the screen's blue glare. The congressional hearing loops silently. My CO's smarmy face, the ticker tape screaming war crimes. Her hands tremble. You're just going to sit here? Let them destroy you? I drain the whiskey bottle. Move. No, she snatches the remote. Look at what they're doing to us. Lily's robot drawing leers from the wall. Safe, empty, better. Give it back. Or what? She hurls the remote. It explodes against the wall, batteries rolling under the couch. You'll hit me, break me, go ahead. At least I'll feel something. The words detonate. I'm on my feet before I realize it, chair clattering. Sarah doesn't flinch. Do it, she whispers. The family photo mocks me from the mantel. Sarah pregnant, me in uniform, both of us laughing. Liars. I smash it. Glass shards rain. Sarah screams. You don't know what I saved them from. My fist slams the wall. Drywall cracks. Lily's wail slices through the chaos. Stop. Sarah lunges, clawing at my arms. You're scaring her. I shake her off. She stumbles into the shattered frame. Blood blooms on her palm. Silence. Lily stands frozen in the hallway, Debug dangling from one hand. Her robot drawing crumples in the other. Baby, it's okay. Sarah reaches for her. Lily bolts. We find her in the closet, wedged between winter coats, knees drawn to her chest. The robot drawings torn, my metallic face ripped down the middle. He's not my daddy, she whimpers. Sarah collapses. I don't recognize you anymore. The garage reeks of gasoline and failure. I slump against the workbench, Debug's torn spine dangling from my fist. Sarah's car hasn't returned. 3 hours, 4, let them stay gone. The door creaks. Lily stands haloed in moonlight, barefoot and shivering in unicorn pajamas. Her cheek bears the imprint of a couch cushion, red lines like claw marks. Mom's crying at Mrs. Ellis's, she whispers. I say nothing. She inches closer, Debug's replacement clutched to her chest, a moth-eaten rabbit named Patch. Her courage stinks of baby shampoo and stubbornness. You're not a robot. The words hang, fragile. I wait for her to flee. Instead, she climbs onto the stool beside me, knees knocking the bench. Her finger prods my whiskey glass. That's why you're broken. Go inside, Lily. No. She grabs my hand. Her skin's warmer than I remember. Look, her finger traces my lips, chapped, cracked, perpetually downturned, a map of absence. Dad? Her breath ghosts over my knuckles. Why don't you ever smile anymore? The garage walls breathe in, hold, collateral damage, acceptable, necessary, but her finger keeps moving, etching paths through days-old stubble. Real. Alive. Here. I don't know how. I rasp. Rodriguez dies grinning, teeth red. Make it home, Calloway. The CO's handshake post-mission. Hero shit, right? Aisha's stuffed animal in the rubble, debug. Lily presses her forehead to mine. I'll teach you. Her hands frame my face, sticky with glitter and resolve. She stretches her lips into an exaggerated grin, teeth too big for her mouth. Like this. The motion tugs at scars I forgot I had. See? She pats my cheek. Easy. A sound escapes me, gravel and rust. Laughter, sobs. Sarah's headlights slice through the driveway. Lily doesn't let go. Again, she orders. My cheeks twitch, fire along unused nerves. There, she claps. You did it. I didn't, but her smile, Sarah's smile, Aisha's smile, fills the garage with something sharper than light. Dr. Rivera's office smells like lemons and false comfort. I sink into the couch, its cushions too soft, too civilian. A clock ticks above her desk, each second a nail driven into my skull. Why now? She asks. Her voice is calm, infuriatingly so. I pick at the scar on my palm, the one from the shattered photo frame. My daughter thinks I'm a robot. And you? The clock ticks. Collateral damage, collateral damage. I'm what's left. She leans forward, her gaze unflinching. Let's talk about the ambush. My leg jitters. Read the report. I did. It says you disobeyed orders, caused civilian casualties. Liar, liar, liar. The room tilts. Smoke stings my eyes as I drag Aisha from the rubble. Her sequined dress tears on rebar. Tasadera! I scream. Come! Rodriguez covers us, her LMG chewing through concrete. Calloway, fall back! The radio crackles. Bravo team, retreat now. Aisha sobs into my vest. Lily's age, Lily's eyes. Negative, civilians in the mortar hits. I wake to Rodriguez's boot nudging my ribs. She's gone, Captain. Aisha's hand protrudes from the debris, clutching Daybug's charred remains. They blamed me, I snarl, for trying to save her. Dr. Rivera doesn't blink. Did you? No, it was too late. But why punish yourself? The clock stops. Because I lived. The words tear free, raw and bleeding. I'm on my feet, pacing the tight confines of the room. Rodriguez, Martinez, Aisha, all dead, but I'm here. I'm the one who... My knees buckle. The carpet grates my palms. Dr. Rivera doesn't move. Survivor's guilt isn't a life sentence, Captain. Don't call me that. James. She softens. You're punishing yourself for surviving, not for failing. The truth detonates. I collapse into the couch, tears scalding my cheeks. She looked like Lily. Dr. Rivera slides a tissue box across the desk. Let's rewrite the narrative. How? Start with her name. The room holds its breath. Aisha. I whisper. I cradle Aisha's body, her blood staining the Distinguished Service Cross. Rodriguez limps over, eyes hollow. Command's calling it a win. Win? She spits on the CO's boots. Fuck 'em, you did right. Dr. Rivera smiles, first genuine expression I've seen. There's your answer. The clock ticks, louder, alive. The garden hose trembles in my hands, water arcing over Sarah's sunflowers in a shimmering rainbow. Lily's laughter bubbles behind me as she chases fireflies, her bare feet trampling the basil. 2 months since my last nightmare. 3 weeks since the VA reinstated my benefits. The hearings ended yesterday. Honorable discharge, full exoneration. The CO's serving time for perjury. Collateral damage. Sarah steps onto the porch, her smile tentative. They're alive, she says, marveling at the sunflowers. Stubborn, I correct. Like you. She swats my arm. The contact doesn't make me flinch. Lily skids to a stop, grass-stained and breathless. Dad, knock knock. Who's there? Olive? Olive who? She throws her arms wide. Debug's replacement rabbit dangling from her fist. Olive you, dummy. The laugh surprises us both. A raw, barking thing that hurts my cheeks. Sarah's eyes well up. Lily tackles me, muddy hands smearing my shirt. Do it again. Not unless you replant the basil. Sarah snaps a photo. I don't look away. That night, Lily tapes a new drawing to the fridge. Stick figure me holding a grinning sun. It's you, she declares. The sun's your heart. Sarah traces the crayon rays. It's perfect. I study the smudged yellow, warm, alive. The garden glows at dawn, dew clinging to petals like tears. I'm refilling the bird feeder when tires crunch gravel. A black sedan idles at the curb. Rodriguez's brother steps out. I freeze. He's taller than her, same defiant chin. His eyes, her eyes, burn through me. Captain. His voice cracks. You're hard to find. The birdseed spills. Miguel. He fists a photo. Rodriguez in uniform, grinning beside me at boot camp. Her hero. He spits. The sunflowers sway. I'm sorry, I say. The gun's cold, familiar. You can tell her yourself. The gunshot was deafening. I hit the ground, the fall softened by the watered grass. My ears ringing, muffling Sarah's and Lily's screams. Miguel's shadow blots the sun. She died for you. I reach for the photo. He kicks my hand. Should have been you. The world dims. Lily's rabbit stares from the porch, one button eye dangling. Collateral damage. For the first time since I came home, I felt like I was finally here. Just long enough to leave. Sarah clutches Lily in the doorway, her scream swallowed by sirens. The sunflowers bow in the wind, roots clinging to soil fertilized with whiskey and regret. Some ghosts don't need war to haunt you.